They say I don't live in reality, in dreams I float like a stream. They say I need to grow up, who cares? Life's a wild, crazy thing. Sorry for thinking you can be successful. Magic in the air we breathe. I believe too much in you, girl, more than the things they preach. They say I don't see their ways, never colored inside their lines. But I'm dancing on the edge to my own rhythm, feeling fine. Not everyone is not me, and that's my favorite part. We are wild, untamed, and free, with fire inside our hearts. Whispering tales of dreams on a road less traveled by. Our footsteps light as feathers in the glowing sunset sky. Sorry for thinking you can be successful. Magic in the air we breathe. I believe too much in you, girl, more than the things they preach. I don't see their ways, never colored inside their lines. But I'm dancing on the edge to my own rhythm, fees they preach. They say I don't see their ways, never colored inside their lines. But I'm dancing on the edge to my own rhythm, feelings they preach. Not everyone is not me, and that's my favorite part. We are wild, untamed, and free, with fire inside our hearts. Whispering tales of dreams on a road less traveled by. Our footsteps light as feathers in the glowing sunset sky. Not everyone is not me, and that's my favorite part. We are wild, untamed, and free, with fire inside our hearts.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is doing well. Hopefully you guys had a phenomenal weekend as well. I am Techotroff. We are engineered to win. How is everyone doing? So, today we're working on our large language models course. We are going to get into this tool that I had never heard of before called Gradio, turning your large language models code into a UI so that you can use it and not have to do everything through the code. Yes. That is the plan for today. We're going to be doing a little bit of investigation on that, finding out what Gradio is. Wave Nerd, good morning. Have you used Gradio before in any of the work that you've done? This is my first time hearing about it, so I'm going to get more familiar with it. I'm not even like, I watched like the first couple of videos in the course. If you're interested in taking the course that I'm taking, the link is pinned in the description, so you can go and click on that. Sign up for the Udemy course and follow along with me. I mean, we are only on week 2, day 2, after starting in January. Yes. But that's the plan for today. We're going to be looking into Gradio. We're going to do some investigation. We're going to start implementing it into our code. All of that good stuff. Let's do some quick announcements. We are premiering our Candid Conversations, talking about why it is important. It is so utterly important to be precise in your speech. How a lot of times we have failures in whatever aspect of life due to poor communication skills. So being precise in your speech, very, very important. I'm going to break it down. It is one of the 12 rules for life from Jordan B. Peterson. I'm going to give my perspective on it, and from what I've seen and doing mock interviews, from different conversations with people, whatever, like in whatever capacity, you can see a lot of issues when people have imprecise communication, So we're going to talk about that at noon. Tomorrow, we are going to be going live with Tech Q&A tomorrow night. Your questions, answers, all things of that nature. So looking forward to seeing you there. All right. Before we jump into the show, let me get the banner up for the show. We got to get the banner up so that people who are watching, when you're scrolling on YouTube or on Twitch, you can see the banner. Oh, they're talking about large language models. Let me tap in. So that's why I like to put the banner up so that you guys can join in with me. Let me see. This is the large language model show. And bada bing, bada boom. What is this? Hold on. Oh, forgot to hide this one. Boom. Learning large language models, AIs and large language models. And I'm just gonna drop in Gradio right there. That way, anybody for you guys. Let's go with that. All right, there you go. Perfect. All right, let me check the chat, and then we will get to we're going to get to work. I'm going to put 20 minutes on the clock just so I can have a short break in there. We're going to probably take a 1 minute break in between, but just have a small separation, all right, in the show. Okay, checking the chat. We have Roxy in the building. Rock the Scrubs. Roxy says, enjoying the music before the show gets started. Shout out to Roxy. How are you doing today, Roxy? Shout out to Roxy. Rockstar Roxy, Rock the Scrubs Roxy. All right. And Roxy says, hey, singing the I'm the Clean Up Crew song. Wave Nerd in the building says, morning, Techotroff and Roxy. Shout out to you, Wave Nerd. And Wave Nerd says, yes, he did use Gradio about 2 years ago, which what Wave Nerd is technically telling me is that I am 2 years too late. Better late than never, though. Better late than never. All right. With that being said, do me a favor, though. Do me a big favor before we go any further. If you haven't done so already, which I know you have, but if you haven't, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. Check out techodrive.dev for exclusive content. I'm gonna be cutting up the I don't even know what to call it, the meetup that I did with Magnetar and a few other people from the Tech Coach Off Patreon, where Magnetar was breaking down federal employment. I'm going to be breaking those down into different segments and putting them on the Tech Coach Off Patreon so that you can have different perspectives and how to get into the public sector if that's what you're interested in, all right? But with that being said, let's get to work. Let's get to it.
It's time to do.
First thing that we're going to do, we're going to look into what is Gradio. Let's go over here. Gradio is an open source Python framework that simplifies the creation of interactive web interfaces for machine learning models, APIs, and Python functions. It allows users to quickly build and share demos and applications with a user-friendly web interface without needing extensive web development knowledge. What? So imagine prototyping some type of application in seconds, right? Let's say you know how to build, you're a backend coder, APIs and stuff like that, but your front end skills, they are to be desired. They're to be desired. They're maybe they're a little bit under fair. Maybe they're a little bit below average, but have no fear. Gradio is here. Key features and benefits of Gradio. Rapid prototyping. Gradio allows for quick development of interactive interfaces, making it ideal for prototyping and testing machine learning models and applications. easy sharing. Gradio simplifies share. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. Gradio simplifies sharing demos and applications with others by generating publicly accessible URLs according to a GitHub repository. User-friendly interface. Gradio provides a straightforward and intuitive way to build web interfaces, even for those without extensive web development experience. Versatile applications. Gradio can be used to create various types of applications, including chatbots, image processing tools, and data visualization dashboards. Open source and free. Free 99. Yes, free 99. Let's go.
Another one.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see. Integration with other tools. Gradio can be integrated with popular machine learning frameworks and libraries such as TensorFlow, PyTorch, and Hugging Face transformers. All right, so I think I have to go back and revisit this Hugging Face transformers because it is a part of the class, but I don't know if I really caught on to it. So I'm gonna have to go revisit that. Maybe put that out as a software explorations concept and overview. Community support or customization. Gradio offers various customization options to tailor the interface to specific needs and preferences according to Pi. That is the Python. PyPy is a Python repository, I guess, of all their packages and stuff. Community support. Gradio has a strong and active community that provides support, tutorials, and resources for developers. In essence, Gradio empowers developers to bridge the gap between complex machine learning models and non-technical users by providing a simple and accessible way to build and share interactive web applications. Awesome. Wave Nerd says that he uses Hugging Face. I have heard it's part of the class, the Hugging Face, but I'm not too familiar with it yet. So I have to check it out to get a little. If I remember correctly, you know what? Let's just do this. Hugging Face. What is Hugging Face? Hugging Face. Hugging Face. Total Noob's intro to Hugging Face transformers. Let's see. Could I just get a summary? All right. What is Hugging Face Transformer? Hugging Face is an open source Python library that provides access to thousands of pre-trained transformer models for natural language processing, computer vision, audio tasks, and more. It simplifies the process of implementing transformer models by abstracting away the complexity of training or deploying models in lower level machine learning frameworks like PyTorch, TensorFlow, and JAX. Let me take a look at the course over here, the one that we're going through. I think that they have, at some point we're going to get to Hugging Face. Let's see. Oh, there you go. So when we finally get to week 3, hopefully it's not like next year, but when we finally get to week 3, open source Gen AI, building automated solutions with Hugging Face. All right, cool. So we do have Hugging Face coming up at some point. It might take us some time to get there though, because we're still on day 2, but once we finally get to day 3, we will start to get into Hugging Face. So shout out to that. You know what? Wave Nerd, I am 2 years behind you, but I'm working to catch up, or I am working to catch up.
Let's get it.
All right. With that being said, let's go back to over here. Go back to Gradio. So let's take a look at what is in the website for Gradio. Build and share delightful machine learning apps. Let's see. Quick start documentation. So a quick start. Creating a chatbot fast. Gradio. All right, so we have that. Looking at how this works. So Markdown, your fancy image generator, a row. Interesting. So me, being that I have web development experience, this hopefully this shouldn't be too complicated for me to pick up on, but Markdown, row, text box, button, image. All right, enough talk. Let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do, so here's my plan for Gradio. Here is my plan for Gradio. You guys have seen, if you've been here, that we built out our content creation workflow generator over the past 3 weeks or so, or 3 months or so. And this is basically it, right? I am pretty much saying, I put in my description or I give a rough idea of what the video is about or what my live stream is going to be about. And then it throws out all of this, the title, the description, the keywords, the tags. And then I just copy and paste that into wherever it needs to go. So what we're going to do now, we're going to end up building UIs around those different things. So like what we did in week 1, we did in week 2. So let's take a look at week 2. We're going to open up day 2. Make sure this is saved. All right, let's take a day 2. Gradio day. It is Gradio day. Let's go. So today we build user interfaces using the outrageously simple Gradio framework. Please note Gradio screens may appear in dark mode or light mode depending on your computer settings. All right, fair. So we're going to be importing all these libraries. So the OS for environment variables, we have the request library so we can do API requests. We have beautiful soup so that we can parse through content. We have typing from, I'm not sure what the typing list one is, .env to load the environment variables on our machine. OpenAI, of course, Google like Gemini, and we have Anthropic for Claude. And then we also have importing Gradio. So let's go ahead and let's run this one. Let's run till that. And we're going to run import Gradio. So basically what we're going to be doing today is we're going to accomplish to do today is the very first project that we worked on was the web page summarizer. We are going to try to turn the web page summarizer. We're going to try to add a UI around the web page summarizer. That is our goal for today. Are we able to do it? We shall see. Let me see. Wave Nerd says, to be honest, they are not a factor anymore. Apple is releasing a vibe coding platform, Lovable Bolt UX pilot for UX. Wow, interesting. Well, at some point, we are going to get to all of those platforms as well. Apple's releasing a vibe coding platform. That is interesting. That is very, very interesting. You want to know the interesting thing about that, Wave Nerd? So, in order for those platforms, Lovable Bolt, UX Pilot for UI and stuff like that, to empower people who might not have all the design, like the web development or all those things that you need to do, they need highly skilled software engineers to build. Like, you can't use vibe coding to build a vibe coding platform, is what I would say in my mind. Is that true? I don't know. But I'm just thinking, like, in order to build a vibe coding platform, you need to have some really, really, really smart people to be able to put it together, because vibe coding, building vibe coding, it just seems like a vibe inception. All right. Anyhow, let's get to it. We got my guy Rod Brown from the Nourishing Word in the building. It just gets to a point. I hear you, Rod Brown. I hear you. And you know what, Rod Brown, you are totally right. It does get to a point. The point that it gets to is, when are we going live? When are we going live? That's the point that it gets to. I'm just saying. I'm just asking for. All right. Secretly, Rod Brown, Roxy wants to know, when are you going live? Right? It's not even me. It's Roxy wants to know when you're going live. All right. So I'm asking for a friend. Okay. All right. We imported that. Let's import Gradio. And this is load variables in a file called .env. Print the key. Let me hide this. Oops. All right. It says, all right. So let me make sure my. Let me make sure. I am confirming the name of my environment variables. So this one is called Gemini. API key. And this one is called Anthropic. And for good measure, I would just throw in my perplexity in there as well. Because we will probably need it at some point. Oops. All right, let's go and do that. And all of these are good. Connect to OpenAI, Anthropic, and let me zoom in on this too. Connect to OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google. Comment out Claude or Google Lines if you're not using them. So let's go ahead and connect. A generic system message. No more snarky adversarial AIs. What? I like the snarkiness, but okay, for now, we'll leave it as a helpful assistant. Let's wrap a call to GPT-4o Mini in a simple function. So right now we're just going through what's in the course, and then we're gonna expand it out to building our own, just so we can see how this works. All right. So, all right, so we have our system prompt. You guys know we have, so message to GPT. We have our system prompt where it is the context of the user. We have our prompt message that we're going to be passing in, and then we have our completion, which is going to return us the results of our AI request. So we know that these models are trained up to a certain date. So if we do what is today's date, shouldn't work. Let me see. Did I not run this? All right, run that. Let's see what date this model is trained up until. It is trained to October 4th, 2023. So this model that we're using from OpenAI, it's trained up to October 4th, 2023. I wonder if we use Perplexity, what it would say. It would have to say today's date because Perplexity is almost in real time. All right, so let's get to. Here's a simple function. So this function is named shout, and it takes in text, and then it returns the text in uppercase. So if we run this, so by running hello, and then we have shout, or by running shout, and we have hello as our parameter that we're passing in, it should return us shout all in caps. There we go. Or it should return us hello all in caps. So we pass in the function shout, which is printing out. Shout has been called with input text, and then it's passing in the text here, and it's going to return the text in uppercase. So if we change this to good morning, Roxy, it's going to return to us in all in caps, good morning, Roxy. Okay, you don't have to scream good morning, okay? Next up, so now to start getting this Gradio interface, it says, so this is we're calling in the Gradio import that we did, and we're going to do gr.interface, and we're passing in the function of shout from what I'm understanding here, and we're going to have an input for text box. So if I'm understanding correctly, which I might not be, but if I'm understanding correctly, the interface is taking in the function shout. The function and inputs is a text box. So this input as a text box should be passing in this value right here. output should be returning the return value right here, and to launch it. All right, so that is what I'm expecting. Let's go ahead and give it a run. And we have a text box here. We also have a URL that we can look at it at, but let's say we do Rod Brown needs to give a nourishing word live. And we submit that. What? Look at that. A quick and simple user interface. Now, I don't know how customizable this is, but if you want something that is very, very custom and things where you want it to be, you probably don't want to just be using Gradio or some other application. It's a prototype. Like, this is the prototype, not in my eyes right now. From what I'm seeing on my first day using it, it's a prototype, not to go into production with, but it's possible. So now if we want to see this in a standalone fashion, if I go to the URL and we say that, let's see, Wave Nerd is very knowledgeable on AI stuff. Submit. Bada bing, bada boom. Wave Nerd is very knowledgeable on AI stuff. That is pretty cool. Pretty cool. And if it says to create a public link, set share equals true and launch. So let's try that. Share equals. Let's run that again. And would you look at that? We have a public URL. Where we can see what we just built. How you like them apples? Let's see. Let's see. Good morning, world. Good morning, world. So I'm going to drop this link to you in the chat so that you can give it a try as well and see that through Gradio, it created this site that we can test it on, and you can quickly share with other people what you've been working on. All right, so that is pretty cool. So I'm gonna just drop this in the chat for you guys. Built with Gradio in seconds. Check it out. Check it out.
Lunch break.
All right. So that is our first 20-minute segment. We're gonna take a quick break while we regroup and get to our second portion. It's gonna be quick. It is going to be quick. All right. But I just want to have a small separation so that we can easily clip up these shows as well, so that we can continue to add more and more value to everyone. All right. So. But check out the link that I dropped in the chat for the this quick little UI that popped up. Right, check it out and give it a play around with it. See, all it does is changing from lowercase to uppercase. That's all. But we're gonna get a lot more serious in it. We have Kuya Nimbus in the building. Good morning, Kuya Nimbus. How are you doing today? Hopefully you had an amazing weekend. All right. Let's see. But yeah, remember to do me a big favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know every time we go live and drop new content. TechCoachDrop.dev. Sign up for exclusive content. I'm going to be clipping up the meetup that I did with Magnetar and a few other members of the Tech Coach Drop Patreon, breaking down like all the details about federal employment. If you want to be part of the federal workforce, go and sign up today. I'm going to be posting those over the next coming weeks. I'm going to be, we were on for like 2 hours, so it's a lot of information to break down. Got to clip it up and all that good stuff, right? So definitely check it out. But with that being said, we have about 15 minutes left in today's show, so let's get back to work. I'll even put up a timer for this, so we can just, because it's only 15 minutes left, right? But let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. What I want to know is, can I give it a label? See, and this is how my mind starts to work. I start going off the reservation. Let me see. Is there a way for me to give it a label? Let me see. Gradio input label. Let's see, documents. Input text label. Or let me see. Let's see if I was just to change this real quick to label equals capitalize this. Nope. Apparently that ain't it. Perhaps you forgot a comma. Did I forget a comma? Oh wait, what? Comma here. All right, there we go. Maybe it doesn't have label. All right, well, I'll figure that out. I will figure that out later as we get into this, because I don't want to waste time on this part. Anyway, all right, so there we go. We have that running. This link expires in 72 hours. Feel free for permanent hosting and GPU upgrades. Run Gradio deploy from the terminal in the working directory to deploy to Hugging Face spaces. Oh, I think I saw something about Hugging Face bought Gradio. Is that right, Wave Nerd? Did Hugging Face buy Gradio as well? Do they own Gradio? I don't know. Anyways, let's continue. Adding shared true. All right, so that's what we did. We did the shared true already. Adding in browser true opens up a new browser window automatically. Oh, okay. So if we do in browser, that means when we go like that. Okay, cool. So that way it'll automatically open up the window where we can work from there, as opposed to working from here, if that's what was our desire. Okay. Forcing dark mode. Gradio appears in light mode or dark mode depending on the system settings. And you can do this to force dark mode. I'm not going to do it. All right, I'll do it. Let's see. Okay, there he goes. No, I'm not overly concerned with that. Inputs and outputs. Okay, so there it goes. There goes the label I was looking for. Inputs, gr text box label, your message, and then the response. Put 6 lines of code. Let's do this one. There you go. So your message. So that's what I was looking to accomplish a little bit ago. But your message, your response. So let's say today is Monday, May 5th, 2025. Submit. Boom. Nice. I like it. So this is how we do the labels. So you put an array or a list, and inside of that list you have the text box, label your message. And I guess you can have multiple messages this way, or multiple input fields this way, I guess. Maybe separated by a comma. That's what I would suppose. Shot has been called. Today is Monday, May 5th, 2025. All right, got that. Now changing the function from shout to message underscore GPT. So now we're moving from having it do just a basic function of changing it from lowercase to uppercase to using our OpenAI function, which our OpenAI function takes in one parameter for the prompt, right? Let's see. So let's go ahead and run that. And it was just an assistant. So if I say, how can I get my friend Rod Brown from the Nourishing Word to go live on YouTube, Twitch, X, IG, or Instagram, the Gram, Facebook, Kick, any other streaming platforms that we can think of that we should have Rod Brown. Oh yeah, and upload as a podcast to Spotify. All right, so that is my message. And the response that we're gonna get, oh, look at that processing time. That's pretty cool. Taking a sweet time. Wow, even Chat GPT doesn't know how to get Rod Brown to go live. All right. Why isn't it in Markdown? Getting your friend Rod Brown from the Nourishing Word to go live on multiple platforms and upload to Spotify as a podcast involves several steps. Here's a detailed guide to help you through the process. Discuss the idea with Rod Brown. Have a conversation with Rod Brown about the idea of going live on multiple platforms. Highlight the benefits of reaching a wider audience and engaging with followers in real time. Choose the content. Select the right tools, streaming software. Let's see. Well, I guess we have a game plan. Set up the accounts. All right, well, there we go. There we have it. So technical setup, ensure Rod Brown has the necessary technology, a camera, a microphone, and lighting, testing the stream setup before going live to avoid technical issues. Let's see. All right, there you have it, Rod Brown. There is your blueprint according to my application that is using Gradio, using the library, and ChatGPT. It says, now let's use Markdown. You're wondering why it makes any difference to set system message when it's not referred to in the code below. I'm taking advantage of system message being a global variable used back in the message GPT function. Not a great software engineer practice, but quite commonly during Jupyter Labs research and development. Let's see. So in the response, we can just put in Markdown as opposed to here, where it was just outputting as a text box. That's why we have all of the markdown code in there, but we can return it as markdown, and then it should look a lot better that way. So this system message is, you are a helpful assistant that uses that responds in markdown. And we're going to be passing in the interface. So still using the function of message GPT. We're going to say text box with your message again, but the output now is going to be using markdown as opposed to using the output of text box. All right. So that way this is going to be converted from markdown into like an HTML type text. All right. Let's do that one. And I have another one. How can I get my dear friend Rock the Scrubs Roxy to do one Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu course? There we go. So submit. Oh, look at that. It is now brought to us in Markdown. Easy to understand. No hashtags and stuff like that. There's a great chance to encourage your friend Rock the Scrubs Roxy to try Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Here are some suggestions on how to motivate her to take a course. Share the benefits of Jiu-Jitsu. Check. Make it fun. Check. Offer support. Check. Use positive influences. Check. Encouragement of reassurance. Check. Celebrate the small wins. Yep. Provide logistics. Respect her decision. What? What? All right. That last one, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
Bruh.
How am I supposed to be annoying if I am just respecting the wrong decision not to try a class, right? It's fine if she's really not interested. Respect her choice. Sometimes people just aren't into certain activities, and that's okay. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Being supportive and encouraging, you can help Rock the Scrubs Roxy feel more comfortable with the idea of trying jiu-jitsu. Let's see. It is what it is. What it is. Let's. Oh my goodness, you guys are too much. All right, let's create a stream that calls back results. If you'd like a refresher on generators, the yield keyword, please take a look at the intermediate Python notebook in week 1. All right, well, let's leave it at that for today. Let's leave it at that. We have just a couple of minutes left, but I am pretty impressed by the little that we did already. Like, I can already see us implementing this on top of our content creation workflow generator, and being able to quickly get our, like, to generate this, get a copy button. So I don't have to go like this, right? I don't have to go like, oh, let me just copy all this stuff, right? I can just have a copy button, and I just say copy, and then I go into the application. I just paste it in there, and then we go from there, right? So I think it's going to be phenomenal. And as we continue to move on, we will get into more up-to-date software that is able to build these quick and easy UIs like we did with Gradio. We're probably going to look at the ones that Wave Nerd mentioned as well. And we will go from there. All right. But with that being said, I'm going to go back to full screen. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Truly, truly appreciate it. This was a great show. I am excited about the possibilities on how we can quickly, like, because I'll put it like this. For little things that I'm working on, that I'm doing it through the API or, like the content creation workflow, if I can get a simple, quick UI, on it so that I can have someone else learn how to do this quick and easy work, so that I can take that burden off of my plate. I would rather do that instead of spending all this time to build a custom UI. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna create this little thing right here. Here, go and use that. And this is how you empower people to be able to get more work done with a lot less effort on your end. And so that's my thought. I think it's really, really cool. Regardless of the platform that you are using. All right. But yeah, that's about it. That is about it for today. I'm gonna check the chat one last time before final reminders. All right. Let's see. Wavener says clean UI indeed. Rocky says, is Mitch being summoned? What? And let's see. Wavener says that they might have Gradio might have been acquired by Hugging Face. I heard something about that, but I'm not 100% sure. Roxy loves the prompt that I shared about getting Rod Brown to go live. And Rod Brown says, I think Mitch is definitely being summoned. Be careful what you wish for, Rod Brown. And Rod Brown is laughing at my prompt as well. Let's see. Wavener says, can create a Rod Brown AI avatar agent and have the avatar do the shows. No, Wavener. We want the real deal. We want the real deal Rod Brown in the building. We don't want Rod Brown's clone. We want the real. Will the real Rod Brown please stand up? All right. Rox says maybe he will descend down from the clouds. Let's see. Roxy is laughing at my prop. Look, I was very disappointed in the last one to respect her decision. No. How will I be annoying if I respect your decision, Roxy? Come on. Roxy says, hey. Anything else? That is it for today. That is it for today. Roxy says, AI Brown. Nope. No, look. The only other Brown that we can have is Thirst Trap Brown. All right. No AI Brown. Nope. It's either Rod Brown or Thirst Trap Brown. And that is the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. All right. With that being said, quick reminders. We're going to be premiering at noon Eastern time today. Candid Conversation. We're going to be talking about why it is important to be precise in your speech. One of the 12 rules for life from Jordan B. Peterson. One of the most important ones that I try to adhere to, try not to be very ambiguous, trying to be very direct. And, so we're going to talk about that, why it's super, super important. Okay. Let's see. And tomorrow night we're going to be going live with, Tech Q&A. Also, Rod Brown is premiering a video at 12:30 today on the Nourishing Word channel. So right after, I already have my premiere to push everyone to Rod Brown's premiere so that we can see what he has to talk about and enjoy the amazing content that he's doing. All right. As we head out, let's see. Wave Nerd says, I ready to show the new features I built when ready. Awesome. Let's do it. I still have to go through that email, so give me this week to do it, and then maybe early next week. Maybe this weekend we can meet up. Wave Nerd. Maybe this week we can meet up. And Rob Brown says, bruh. I hear you. Wave Nerd says, great show. Thank you so much, Wave Nerd. And Roxy is clapping. You know what? For everyone who was here, thank you guys so much. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, techcoachdrive.dev. Sign up today. You can sign up for free. Get access to tons and tons of amazing content. I will see you guys in the chat at noon. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
They said I wouldn't make it, they laughed at my dream. Every move I made felt like swimming upstream. But yesterday I met a fan, eyes full of belief. In their gaze I saw the end to my grief.
Doubt didn't win, trust began. Looked in the mirror, saw my biggest fan. Heart beats like a drum, fight through the span. Kept on pushing, now I'm the man.
Folks called it trash, said I'd never thrive. Every word I spat, cut deep like a knife. Thought my wings were clipped, stuck in a dive. But mirrors don't lie, I saw myself alive. I put in all the hours, climbed out from the dirt. They dissed and dismissed, said I'd always get hurt. Met a fan so loyal, reflections don't lie. My biggest supporter is just me in my mind.
Through the noise and shadows I held my ground. Bumps, bruises, broken, no comfort found. But that fan smile turned my world around. Now I'm rising sky high above the sound.
Doubt didn't win and trust I began. When I looked in the mirror, saw my biggest fan. Heart beats like a drum, fight through the span. Kept on pushing, now I'm the man.
From the ashes I flew, they can't dim my flame. Every mocking voice only fed my aim. Yesterday showed me it's not just a game. 'Cause in my reflection I found my name.
Folks called it trash, said I'd never thrive. Every word I spat, cut deep like a knife. Thought my wings were clipped, stuck in a dive. But mirrors don't lie, I'm the man.
From the ashes I flew, they can't dim my flame. Every mocking voice only fed my aim. Yesterday showed me it's not just a game. 'Cause in my reflection I found my name.
Folks called it trash, said I'd never thrive. Every word I spat, cut deep like a knife. Thought my wings were clipped, stuck in a dive. But mirrors don't lie, I'm the man.